Kopi Dulu, friends, grab your coffee. It's time for our psychic weather forecast for the first week in June. Thank you for joining me at my tarot table. Brian Noe with you from Cards of Life for our Sunday morning spread for June 1st, 2025. Going straight to the table and already have shuffled and cut and dealt the cards here for our 4-card energy reading for this week. We're looking at the 4 dimensions of life: the physical, the social, emotional, the mental, and the spiritual dimensions here. And we have 2 pip cards and a court and a major this time around. So first of all, this 6 of cups over here in the physical dimension of our lives. This is the card, it's styled pleasure in the Thoth deck. This is the card of nostalgia. It calls us back to the happiest, most pleasant times and activities of our lives. And it got me thinking back to growing up in Oriana, Illinois, small town in central Illinois in the 1960s. And just enjoyable activities, riding my bike around town or out to a fishing spot with friends, running around the neighborhood, playing hide and seek, playing croquet or badminton, things like that. Simple pleasures that we experience as children. And so that is a pretty auspicious card coming in the physical dimension. If we have been really working hard on physical goals or something along those lines, maybe it is time to lay back a little bit and enjoy some simpler physical pleasures of some sort. Good, wholesome food, conversations with friends, long walks in the sunshine and fresh air, that sort of thing. Should be in store for us this week if we look for it. And if it doesn't just pop up for us, maybe that's something that we ought to pursue. It would be good for not only our bodies, but also for our spirits to do that. So good card to start us off here. Okay, the Aeon here in the social emotional dimension of our lives. And this is the card of summing up and settling books, that kind of thing. In older decks, it would either be called Judgment or the Final Judgment. And so it generally is kind of a culmination. It's a sort of thing that does turn up a lot around commencement time, although I think it is coming a little late for that, at least around here where I live. Those activities kind of have already happened for this spring. I'm getting the sense that this is about a family matter and not, so family, not necessarily romantic relationship, but relationship with family members. If there's been something hanging out there that's sort of been up in the air and been waiting for resolution on, we ought to be seeing that resolution this week. Like I say, I'm getting the sense that for somebody at least, it is about a relationship with their family. But it could also be an emotional matter. It could be a romantic relationship as well, but something that has to do with either the way we're feeling about things or have been feeling about things, or our relationships with others of some sort. Ought to be finding some resolution if there have been some things that we have been anxious about or been up in the air and we're not quite sure how they're going to turn out. One way or another, we ought to see that kind of tidied up this week. Okay, we get up here in the mental dimension, and we've got this 7 of Discs card again. I believe this came up on Thursday as well. So kind of pervasive. And in this dimension of our lives, in the mental dimension, it kind of has been inauspicious cards a lot lately, it seems like. This one is styled failure in the Thoth deck. And the last time it came up, I mentioned that I think of this as being akin to the failure of a crop. We've spent a lot of time and energy on something. We've invested a lot in something emotionally, maybe also our time, maybe also our other resources, financial and stuff, and it's just not going to bear fruit, whatever it is. I get the sense that this is because it's coming in the mental dimension, uh, but also kind of getting an intuitive sense. It's something that we have just been pondering and worrying about and obsessing about and trying to solve a problem. And this card is saying that we're just not going to get there. Uh, and so when that happens, and if this is you, you'll know it's you. If you're hearing this and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to give up, sometimes we have to just move on. And that is the resolution. That is the solution sometimes, to just say, okay, enough of this. I'm not gonna beat my head against the wall anymore. I'm going to stop. And it's amazing how much better it feels when we stop. So uh, the only advice I can give is, if this is resonating with you, it is time to, at least for now, kind of let whatever it is go and move on to other things, particularly in terms of the mental resources that we're giving to something, the attention that we're giving to something. We needed to just move on now. Okay. Knight of Cups. Love in action is the way I think of this card. This character bears his heart on his sleeve and is not ashamed to do that. Uh, Coming as this does in the spiritual dimension this week, I would say this is about uh, being unabashed, being who we truly are, and showing our concern and our compassion and our love, uh, even if that doesn't seem like the practical thing to do, even if it doesn't seem like the cool thing to do. I did a little video earlier this week. There's some kind of brouhaha in spiritual spaces online about the phrase love and light. And I'm seeing lots of uh, content saying, oh, the paradigm of love and light is gone, it's over. Or I'm not buying into this to this propaganda about love and light. And I think there is probably a very specific context that I'm not getting as to why a lot of people that I respect are saying those sorts of things. So I'm not taking exception to them. But when I started seeing all of this stuff, what I thought was, boy, if there was ever a time for love and light, if there was ever a time to share our love with others, to be loving, to be kind, to be compassionate, and to find the light and share it with others, now is that time. The world needs much, much, much more of that. Now, it can't be inauthentic. It can't be toxic positivity where we're just blowing sunshine all the time and saying, "Oh, everything's fine. Just raise your vibe." We there are problems in the world. There is darkness in the world. There are issues in the world that need to be dealt with, and we need to face those squarely. But we cannot let that diminish our light. We cannot let that steal the love. So that's the way I would see this card this week. I would love to hear what you think about any of these. If any of this is resonating with you, I'd like to know how things turned out for you in the coming week. You can either leave comments here with the video, or you can visit the weblog at atarotjourney.com. And if you are interested in a reading, so the things that you see here on the Sunday morning spread and also our 3-card Thursday is pretty much my approach to reading the cards when I read for others as well. If you're interested in that sort of thing, there's information on the weblog for that. If you're interested in like a 3-card energy reading, or these 4 cards, or even something more elaborate like a Celtic cross, I am available to do those and would love to hear from you if you're interested. No commitment, just get in touch. We can talk about it. You'll find my contact information there on the weblog. Again, that address is atarotjourney.com. I'll be back every morning with the daily draw, my daily card draw. I do a little reflection on that, and I'm doing that in YouTube Shorts now. Also be back this Thursday for 3-Card Thursday. And in the meantime, until we meet again, as always, I wish you peace, love, and light. Take care of yourself.